Oxygen Limited, 48/1 Diamond Harbour Road, Kolkata. It's here that the decision was taken to form a professional body of welding engineers to promote the concept and practice of science and technology of welding and its allied subject. And 6 years later, on this day, that is 22nd April 1966, the institute is born. Mr. S.K. Datta was our first president. And this is how our first governing council looks like. President S.K. Datta, Vice President D.S. Desai and S.S. Mukherjee, Honorary Secretary S. Basu, Honorary Treasurer V. Venkatesan, Chairman General Purpose Committee Keith Hartley, and the members S.K. Pathak, P.K. Mallik, B.N. Bhattacharya. And this is the picture. We got it after a long hunt as a picture of the first council. And this is the first issue of our Indian Welding Journal. It's published in 1968. And this is the content page of that. So some historic moments. And then how we moved our housing. The institute is the first registered office was located at 24 Netaji Subhash Road, Kolkata. The institute, however, started functioning from a room at 48/1 Diamond Harbour Road, Calcutta, courtesy erstwhile Indian Oxygen Limited. On 1st October 1968, the registered office was shifted to this address. In January 1984, the institute purchased and moved a flat at Mayur Apartments, flat 4B, erstwhile Loudon Street registered office also changed to this address. And as the institute grew, a new 3-story house was purchased at 200 Kalikapur Main Road, Post Office Mukundapur, Kolkata, christened as IIW India House, which was inaugurated by Mr. S.B. Sambamurthy, our past president, on, that was, I think, which date? February, what was that? I think September 2013. September. 14 September 2013. So as the institute started growing, there was need to expand. So we are branching out. So today there are as many as 13 branches and 2 chapters at Bhubaneswar and Surat. And total membership strength around 4,500. And I have just listed the branches when they were formed and who was the first chairman. So the first branch was formed on 12 September 71 at Trichy, followed by 72 in Mumbai, then 73 in Chennai, again in 73 Kolkata, 76 Delhi, 78 Bangalore, 79 Cochin, again 79 Visakhapatnam, 83 Jamshedpur, 92 Bhilai, 98 Baroda, 2013 Pune, 2014 Hyderabad, and 2009 20th March, a chapter was formed under Kolkata branch at Bhubaneswar, and the latest chapter that to form was on 22nd March 2014 at Surat. So this is the network as it stands today. Dvoye ekam, this is derived from the German word Deodas Unayam, which means join two into one, which is what happens in the process of welding. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is adopted as the official logo of our institute. And our motto, welding for nation building. Thank you. So gentlemen, we will now have lighting of the lamp, and this will be played with a background music, a background opening song, which is a fusion of a Vedic song and an inspirational Tagore song. I request the dignitaries to come and kindly join us in lighting the lamp. Thank you. So we had this background music that is Swangva Chattang, Swangva Dattang. This means harmony in unity. And the Ananda Loke, Mangala Loke, unfortunately we didn't play it, but this means the world, this world of happiness, this world of well-being, grace it with your presence. It is you who are the ultimate. Moving on, I would now like to announce that we have with us Mr. Chris Mulvon, WTI CEO Emeritus and International Institute of Welding President for the period 2005 to 2008. He is a qualified mechanical and welding engineer, is the past president of the International Institute of Welding 2005 to 8, and has played pivotal role over the last 42 hours for building up the Welding Institute in South Africa from 1979 to 94, and then in Australia, that is Welding Technology Institute of Australia from 94 to 2014. All through his career, he has been a passionate advocate for welding in all its aspects at all levels of industry and government, both nationally and internationally. He is an avid supporter of World Skill International, and under his term as IIW president, an MOU was signed between the International Institute of Welding and World Skill International in 2006. Mr. Smallbone initiated and co-edited with the IIW white paper, Improving Global Quality of Life Through Optimum Use and Innovation of Welding and Joining Technologies, which was released in 2012. He is the recipient of welding awards from various countries, including the highest IIW award, the Walter Edstrom Medal, for his remarkable and distinguished contributions to the IIW and the international community. Mr. Smallbone, above all, has always been a great friend of us and extends his valuable guidance and support to enable the Institute in developing a national welding capability for meeting national and global challenges. And the enthusiasm he has is unparalleled. It was only a couple of weeks back, he was in Hyderabad with us during the 6th Research Colloquium, and once again, at our request, he has come here. And yesterday, he was at our IIW house to guide us how to take forward India's national welding capability and various programs. As you know, as I told you, that Indian Institute of Welding is a very active member of IIW, that is International Institute of Welding, which has 59 countries as members. And we are very happy to have with us Mr. Chris Smallbone, who is representing the International Institute of Welding, and it's my request now to him to say a few words. Please, Mr. Chris.
Thank you very much. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honoured guests. Thank you, PK, for the introduction. He's my public relations officer, as you noticed. Look, there's two attributes in life you need. One's enthusiasm and one is persistence. So the first thing I want to do is congratulate the IIW India for 50 years of great service to India. And that's an important point. It's not just to the industry. It's not just to the Indian Institute of Welding. If you go into work and do great work in the welding field, you do it for your country. And I think IIW India has taken some great initiatives in that. Now, welding is a fantastic enabling technology. And one of my great beliefs is that it does improve the quality of life of people throughout the world. I've been to India many times. I lived in South Africa, traveling throughout southern Africa for many years. And just think what welding can do to improve the quality of life. You have women, for example, having to carry water from streams, hellish distances on their head, to, just to go back for the family. We can take piped water, for example. Instead of high technology pushing gas pipelines, we can use lower technology and put pipelines in to create water to villages. Take electricity. How many places like in India don't have electricity? So welding is fantastic for putting basic services into people who need them. And that's one of my great wishes all the time, is to persuade people to choose welding to improve the quality of life of people. And I think IIW India has shown a fantastic initiative by this welding nation building. And we have a project in the International Institute of Welding on creating a national welding capability. And over the last few years, we've worked with the IIW India on looking at the strategies to go forward for IIW India to help India, the key thing again, to put in place a national welding capability. So I commend IIW India for moving that way. Other simple exams, what welding can do. In Australia, we have the cochlear ear implant. It's fantastic. On BBC 2 years ago on television, they had a woman who was 40 years of age. She'd never heard in her whole life. And on the news, they actually had inserted the cochlear ear implant, and they had a switch on live on television. And the screams of joy from that woman, because she could now hear for the first time in her life. And that can only be done because we're welding 6 micron. One human hair is about 70 micron. We're welding 6 micron on a cochlear ear implant. It has to have a 75-year integrity of the weld. Now that's fantastic. That's what welding can do. So I wish you all the next 50 years, and I won't be around in 50 years, but the thing is, let's get started on national welding capability. Let's hope industry and government help support the IIW India. But very in particular, PK, I think you're going to need a real jump, a quantum leap in resources and size to achieve the fantastic challenges India have got. So on behalf of the IIW Board of Directors and the CEO, I would like to really congratulate you all. And I did bring a small token of our appreciation on behalf of the IIW Board of Directors to present to the President of IIW India. So if we could just have it over, I'll present it to Vinny. So last but not least, remember, enthusiasm and persistence for everybody. Thank you. Thank you, PK.
Please, 1 minute. I'm glad to announce that our past president, Mr. C.C. Girotra, would like to present a memento to our dear friend Chris Smallbone. Please.
Mr. Chris Smallbone was in Hyderabad last week. He went back to Australia, came back to India. Unbelievable, traveling for almost 10 hours, 11 hours, I don't know how many hours flight. 15-hour flight, it's unbelievable. He is really well-wisher of India. He has done almost all the achievements, whatever connectivity of International Institute of Welding, it is all because of Chris, not because of us. He has been leading us to this path. So I was in the city of Haridwar, attending a yoga camp. So I thought, let me bring something very, very precious for him. Nehru jacket, made in India. So I would like him to. So this is a new fashion statement. It fits you very well. I think you need some more different colors now. Yellow, blue, everything. I found very difficult to wear yellow. I think I'll bring another one for you. And I couldn't bring any big sweets because I don't know. I'm bringing a packet of saffron from the made in India again.
Thank you, Mr. Girotra. This was a very nice thing to do and to honor our dear friend. As I told you that Indian Institute of Welding is a very integral part of International Institute of Welding, and I'll just take a few minutes to read out the encouraging messages we received from the president, current president of International Institute of Welding, Gary Marquis. He says, part of it of course, on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee, you have selected the theme, Welding for Nation Building, which fully embraces the mission of IIW to improve the global quality of life. As a nation, India has demonstrated that it has the drive, creativity, and skills to build a really developed nation. So this is really an encouragement for us. Also, I'll read out a few lines from the message of Ms. Cecile Meyer, the CEO. She says, Indian Institute of Welding has demonstrated commitment to regional and global development by its enthusiastic participation in IIW's recent initiatives of supporting the building of national welding capability. So we are very happy to have their messages. Now moving on, I'll now like to introduce our chief guest on the occasion, Mr. Sumit Majumdar. Please give him a big hand. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the chairman and managing director of TIL Limited, Kolkata. He is a graduate of St. Xavier's College, Calcutta, and obtained his master's degree in business administration from Sam Houston State University, Texas, USA. Mr. Majumdar also undertook the advanced management program at Harvard Business School, Massachusetts, USA. He is presently the chairman and managing director of TIL Limited, which manufactures India's largest range of material handling equipment in technical collaboration with world leaders. And he has, above all, he has always been available to us for any help. And with these words, it is my pleasure to invite Mr. Sumit Majumdar to the podium for delivering his address. Mr. Majumdar, please.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I really would like to thank Mr. Mukherjee and the Institute for inviting me this morning to partake in the celebrations of the Golden Jubilee. This is indeed a fantastic achievement. I'd obviously like to compliment the Institute for having had a glorious 50 years of service to the nation, and of course service to industry and service to the welding fraternity in particular.